So if we just revise, coming to the discovery of viruses, as I told you, in the year 1892, Dmitry Ivanovsky, a Russian pathologist, he was conducting experiments on an infected tobacco plant. And what he did was he collected the sap, that is fluid from the infected leaf of the tobacco plant. And that sap, the sap from the infected plant was passed through filters that are supposed to um, filter the bacterial cells. And from that filtered sap, what he did was he injected that filtered sap into a healthy plant. And astonishingly, what happened is the healthy plant also got infected with the same disease with which the tobacco plant was suffering. The same disease got the healthy plant also got contacted with the same disease. And the same experiments that were conducted by Dmitry Ivanovsky were also conducted by Bejernik, and he also got the same results. And afterwards, another scientist in the year 1935, uh, W.M. Stanley, he got the virus in a crystallized form. And another biologist called as Conrad, he concluded that the nucleic acid that is present in those uh, cells, in that sap, the contagious particles, they consist of the genetic material as RNA. He confirmed that the nucleic acid present in that infectious particles, that is the virus, is nothing but RNA. So that disease, that viruses were named as the tobacco mosaic virus. Tobacco mosaic virus, they were named like that afterwards. So after learning about briefly about the history, or how virus came into its how virus came into the limelight, or how it was identified, now let's quickly move on to the next topic, that is the classification of viruses. In what way, how are the viruses classified? Classification, if you remember, in the first year we saw about the classification of plants, classification of viruses, ICBN, in a plant, for plants. Now for classification of viruses, you have a committee for the classification of viruses, and this is called as ICTV. The classification of viruses is conducted by a committee which is called as ICTV. ICTV, International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. That is the full form. International Committee. In I for international, write it down. I for international, C for committee, T for taxonomy, and V for viruses. ICTV means International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. So this committee does the work of nomenclature of viruses, and the classification of viruses is done by ICTV. Like in higher plants, you don't have so many hierarchical levels. In case of viruses, here you have only 3 hierarchical levels. That is the viruses, for the classification of viruses, you have only 3 hierarchical levels. Out of them, the one is family, then you have the genus, and then you have the species. These are the only the 3 hierarchical levels that are present for the classification of viruses. If you go back to the plants, you have so many hierarchical levels. From this, you have family, order, class, division, kingdom, and all these are the other hierarchical levels of classification. But coming to virus, you have only 3 levels of classification. That is the species, genus, and then the family. And here the family name, that is it ends with the suffix, the name of the family of every virus, it ends with the suffix viridae. Viridae. It ends with this suffix, the name of the family. And now coming to the genus. The genus, the genus with virus, and then the species names are the common English expressions. If you can understand this better with an example, that is the virus that causes the disease, that is AIDS. If you see its classification, you all know the full form of AIDS, another viral disease caused in humans, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, AIDS disease. So if we go for the classification of this virus, it belongs to the family Retroviridae. It is the family, belongs to the family Retroviridae. Belongs to the family Retroviridae, and it belongs to the genus Lentivirus. Genus is, you have to write down the running notes, that is compulsory. Lentivirus, that is its genus. And then coming to the species, it belongs to the species human immunodeficiency virus, that is the species of the virus that causes AIDS, that is HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, that is the name of its species. So this is the classification of the virus that causes the dreadful disease, that is AIDS. Full form of AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. And let's repeat what's the full form of ICTV, International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. ICTV means International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. And in this classification, you have only 3 hierarchical levels for the classification of viruses, that is family, genus, and then the species. And as an example, we have the classification of the virus that causes the disease AIDS, and the full form of AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. This virus belongs to the family Retroviridae, and it belongs to the genus Lentivirus, and the species is human immunodeficiency virus. That is the classification of the virus as an example that causes the AIDS disease. So this is about the classification of virus. So the classification of viruses is done by the committee which is called as ICTV, International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses. Now let's quickly move to the structure of viruses. Coming to the structure of viruses. Viruses are present in different structures. Structure of viruses. So as you know, the visibility, the viruses cannot be seen under the common light microscope, and with the advent their existence, or they can be seen only with the help of the electron microscope. The most sophisticated microscope that is present on earth in the present days is the electron microscope. So these viruses can be seen only with the help of the electron microscope, and their size, the size of these viruses, it ranges maximum from 300 nanometers, 300 nanometers, 300 nanometers to 20 nanometers, smallest 20 nanometers. This is the range of the size of viruses, that is from 300 nanometers. Nanometer means it's a 1 billionth part of a meter is called as a nanometer. When a meter is cut into 1 billion equal parts, that is unimaginably small in size. So that much, 300 nanometers to 20 nanometers, the range of size of viruses. So you can say TMV, that is tobacco mosaic virus. TMV is approximately 300 nanometers, and 20 nanometers like parvoviruses. They are example of viruses which are of smallest size. Parvoviruses. These are the smallest viruses. Parvoviruses. And coming to the shape of viruses, they exist in various shapes. These viruses, they exist in various shapes. You have the helical viruses, which are rod shaped. They resemble rods. Helical viruses. Helical viruses. Example, you have the virus that causes the rabies virus. It has this shape, rod shaped, rabies virus. And then you have other types of viruses. The tobacco mosaic virus also comes here. And then you have polyhedral shaped viruses. Polyhedral, another shape, that is polyhedral, that is many sides. Polyhedral shaped virus. It has many sided, it is many sided shaped. That is the virus that causes the disease polio. That polio causing disease virus is polyhedral in shape. And you have another complex or another virus which is of polyhedral symmetry. Polyhedral in symmetry, complex form. That is the bacteriophage virus. The bacteriophage virus, I told you, the virus that causes infection to the bacterial cells is called as the bacteriophage virus. This is having a polyhedral symmetry. And we have the measles is also a viral disease. And in this, in the measles virus, it has a protein, it has a coat made up of protein, glycoprotein. And in this coat, in the glycoprotein coat in the measles virus, it has several spike-like structures. Spikes are seen. Here you have its genetic material, and then here you have several spikes that arise from the glycoprotein coat. And these spikes, they enable the virus to catch hold of its host. That is the use of these spikes that are present surrounding the measles virus. These spikes, they help in the attachment of the virus to the susceptible host cells where it causes the infection. These spikes, they catch hold of these are the spikes. And with these spikes, it catches hold of the susceptible host cell where it is able to cause the infection. So that is the additional structures that are present in for the measles virus. And if you take for example the genome, that is the virus. The virus consists of a core of nucleic acid and the protein coat. It consists of a core of nucleic acid, nucleic acid, and then it has a protein coat surrounding it. That the protein coat is called as the capsid. The protein coat surrounding the nucleic acid is called as the capsid. And each capsid, the protein coat, is made up of several protein subunits. The capsid is made up of several protein subunits, which are called as the capsomeres. Capsomeres. What are capsomeres? They are the protein subunits. The protein subunits which make up the capsid. The capsid is made up of several protein subunits which are called as the capsomeres. So a virus consists of two basic components. That is the main core, that is the nucleic acid, and then the protein coat, which is called as the capsid. And this protein coat is made up of several protein subunits which are called as the capsomeres. And then the genetic information can be present, that is the nucleic acid can be present